Number 3, financial. Sliding doors has that Instagram, WhatsApp quality that it can be worth billions. In fact, if the pilot is successful, this outcome is as likely as not. It is a viral and extremely scalable global money machine where one provider and one provider alone will provide the entire world. 100k investment can yield 100 million. With the tax rates associated with SEIS and EIS, the actual risk associated with 100k investment can be as low as just 13,000. So 13,000 a risk yields 100 million. And it is absolutely the case that if we are successful with this business, 100 million is absolutely on the cards in terms of the return that this will yield. I actually think it could be way more, but let's stick with that number. Now, you of course going to say, well, this is a wonderful outcome, but the likelihood of that outcome is about as likely as winning lottery. Not so. Statisticians, please temper your excesses in the literal interpretation of what I'm about to say, but I actually consider it sort of a 50-50. Stay with me, I'll explain why. But firstly, as we've already established, there is no doubt that single people want this, and there is also no doubt that there is no solution in the market today. Right, onto the risk. I break down the risk into 4 categories. First, the app risk, and this is the risk the app's not going to work. The app is complete and nigh on fully tested, so this risk is basically 0. The second risk is concept risk. Sliding doors has never been done before, and so this is the risk that it won't be adopted by the market. I rate this risk as 30%. The third risk is rollout risk, and this is a risk that we won't be able to get the app onto the critical mass of phones. There's no doubt that the rollout will be very challenging and it needs good planning and execution, but ultimately all the elements of the rollout we've tested and they work. So whilst the rollout is a big challenge, ultimately it's a manageable one, and I rate this risk at 10%. The fourth risk is killing or copying risk. There is no risk that, for instance, a Tinder can onboard the technology of sliding doors onto their app. It requires a standalone app. Due to first mover advantage, as long as the rollout is good and aggressive, the risk of copycatting, I believe, can be managed to pretty much 0. So I consider the risk in this category to be 10%. It's for this reason that I consider the overall risk to be a sort of 50-50. So, given that this can yield 1,000 times your investment, and given it's a sort of 50-50 risk, I believe that if you're wealthy and you have a portfolio, it would frankly be insane not to have sliding doors in that portfolio. Thank you very much for your time.